Hello friends, I am CS Jaspreet. Welcome back to my channel. Continuing the CSEET series, today we will study the topic prefixes in the subject of business communication and the first chapter, that is English grammar and its usage. In that we will study the topic prefixes. Now, starting with what is a prefix. If the affix or addition to the root word comes at the beginning, it is called a prefix. It's very simple. Any word that is being in addition to a root word that is given in front of a word, right, which changes its meaning, that becomes a prefix, a word that that is added in front of any word to give it a different meaning. The word prefix in itself is an apt example of a prefix as it is made. Yes, as you say, prefix. Fix is a different word and pre is a prefix itself. So pre is meaning before, that is added to a word fix to make it prefix. Simple. In simple words, what is a prefix? A word that is added in the beginning of any root word, that is a prefix. Now, there are different groups of prefixes which are supportive, opposing, negative, reversative, derivative, place, size, time, number, class changing, and any of the remaining in the miscellaneous. Starting up with the first group of prefix, that is supportive prefixes. These are the prefixes that support or are used for the root word. These are just to support the root word. Now, pro is used with the meaning of favoring or supporting as the prefix. The prefix pro is used for favoring it. If you want to favor something, favor somebody, or favor any place, then the word pro is used. So pro is a supportive prefix. Pro as a prefix has other meanings too, like in substitute of, or before, in time, pace, or order, but it is just to support it. Like examples are pro-choice, pro-market, pro-life. The prefixes that are being used to support the root word are supportive prefixes like the prefix pro. Then talking about the opposing prefixes. These are prefixes that are opposed to the action denoted by the root word. Whatever action or whatever the root word is meaning, or whatever action the root word is symbolizing, when we add this prefix, it is opposed. It changes, or it becomes the opposite of that word totally. Like very famous opposing prefix is anti. Anti has two kinds of meanings. Anti is against also, and anti is spurious also. In against, it's very easy: antibody, antidote, antibiotic, antibacterial, anti-clockwise. Like any word, take any word, anti-clockwise, this is against of the word clockwise. So anything, by adding anti, we are making the opposite of clockwise only, which is a root word. So any prefix that makes the root word, by adding to it, you make it totally opposite of its meaning, is an opposing prefix. Then anti-spurious also, that means anti-hero, anti-Christ. Coming on to contra, that means against as well as contrasting. If you talk about the contra, which means against, contraception, contravene, contraindicate, like it is against the word that is happening. Then contra means contrasting as well, like contraflow, contradict, contradistinction. So in these words, contra means contrasting, but different from the meaning. These are opposing prefixes only. Then counter, opposition or retaliation, counterattack, counterclaim, counterblast, anything done in against of that or in opposition of that. So these are the opposing prefixes: anti, contra, and counter. Moving further to negative prefixes. Now, these are prefixes that denote the absence of distinguishing features of the root word. They actually denote absence. Whatever any distinguishing feature is there, by adding this prefix, it denotes that, this is missing. That makes the distinguishing features of the root word absent in that person or at that time. That by using a means not or without, like amoral, ahistorical, atheist, right? An, which means not or lacking, anemic, anesthetic. Dis means not. disarm, disloyal, distrust, a person who's not loyal, a person who can't be trusted. Then first word, when I said amoral, a person who's not moral, ahistorical, which is not historical at all. In, which means not, injustice, inactive, incompetent, right? That means with there is no justice, there's no activeness, there's no competence. Illegal, illiterate, illegible, illegitimate, irreplaceable, irrecoverable. So by adding all these words in front of any root word, we make it a totally negative word, a totally absent of that distinguishing feature. So if you want to do that, you need to add these negative prefixes, that is a, and, dis, in, ill, ir. Moving further to reversative prefixes. Now, these are prefixes that denote the act of undoing the previous act that the root word denotes as being done. Right? It is basically undoing. You have already done an act, right? Which the root word is saying, and now you want to undo it. If you want to undo it, you need to put a reversative prefix in the beginning of it, like by using d. D is reverses the meaning, decriminalize something that was already criminalized. Now it's being undone, so now it is decriminalized. Deselect, decontaminate. Dis reverses the meaning, disqualify, dishonest, disinvite. Un again reverses the meaning, untie, unscramble, unlock. All these things are reversing the meaning of the root word. So the prefixes that help in reversing the meaning of the root word, or that helps in undoing the act which is already being done, are called reversative prefixes, like d, dis, un. By adding these prefixes, we undo the thing that is already being done and we give it a new meaning totally. Talking further about derivative prefixes. Now, these prefixes are those that denote the meaning of removing something or depriving something or someone. So, in case you are removing anything or you are depriving something from or someone, they are these kind of prefixes, like de remove something, debug, defrost. Then it can also mean depart from, deplane, detrain, decamp. Dis is like remove something, disarm, disillusion. Un, remove something, unmark, unhouse, uncap. So these are the words these are the prefixes. When added to such words, they actually derive something or someone. Talking further about pejorative prefixes, that is, these are prefixes, those that express contempt, disapproval, bad or wrong. So these are these kind of prefixes that actually tell us that something is being, to express your contempt or to express your disapproval, or if you want to say something is bad or wrong, like miss. Miss means badly or wrongly, miscalculate, misgovern, misspell, mismanage, misalign, misapply. Moving further to place prefixes, there are a number of place prefixes. These prefixes are those that indicate place or placing of things, situation, etc. As the name suggests, it is about indicating the place or placing of things or situations, like ante. Ante means before, ante-room, antecedent, circum means around, circumvent, circumlunar. It means something, placing of the things, placing of the situations, or place itself. Cis on this side, cislunar, cisalpine. Extra, that means outside or beyond. Extracurricular, extraordinary, extrasensory. Four means front or before. Forefinger, forecourt, forearm, forefront. Then in, ill, im, air, indoors, impatient, um, inside, in debt. Talking further about place prefixes, inter means between, interbreed, interfere, interject, interdisciplinary, interracial. Intra means inside or within. These two words are normally very much confused. Inter is always between and intra means inside of something or within of something. Intravenous, intramural. Post means after or behind. Postpone, postscript. Pre means before. Prearrange, preface, precaution. Out, outside or surpass. Outside, outhouse, outrun, outnumber. Over, outer or above. Overthrow, overcoat. Talking further about place prefixes, then retro. Retro means backwards, retrograde, retrospection, sub. Sub means below or secondary or below the norm. We have three meanings of sub. In case of below, we can say subway, subsoil, submerged, which is below. If you talk about secondary one, then sub-inspector. If you talk about below the norm, substandard. Super. Super means above or beyond the norm. Again, above, superstructure, beyond the norm, superhuman, or if you simply say above, right? Supra means above, that is supranational. Sir, that also means above, like we charge surcharge or surtax. These all the these all are the place prefixes. Simply, these are the prefixes that tell you the place or placing of the situation or placing of a thing. Moving further to size prefixes, now as the name suggests, it denotes sizes like mega, very large, megaphone, megastar, MIDI. MIDI means medium, MIDI computer, MIDI bus, mini means small, mini bus, mini cab, mini market. Again, as the name suggests, time prefixes. It denotes time. Ante, before, antenatal, antedate, ex, former, ex-wife, ex-president, ex-student, for, which means before, forenoon, for soon. Neo, that means new or recent, neo-conservative. Post means after, post-war, post-date. Pre means before, prepay, predate, preschool. It is signifying the times. Always remember that. Don't go like, okay, these prefixes were used there also. Yes, they may be used, but you have to see whether they are denoting the time, whether they are denoting the number, whether they are denoting the place, or they are making it negative or opposite or reversative. You have to see all those things as well. Then what are number prefixes? These prefixes denote number like mono, one, monorail, monochrome, uni, also one, unicycle, unity, unilateral, bi means double, bicycle, bilateral, bilingual, di means two, dioxide, dichromatic, tri means three, triangle, triplicate, quadri means four, quadrilateral, and it goes on till 9, 10, octa, hexa. There are a lot of it, but any of the prefix that is denoting number in itself is a number prefix. It's very simple categorization of it. I've not put all the prefixes, but there are lots and lots of number prefixes as well, like hexagon. Hexa is a prefix, octa is a prefix, so every number is making it a prefix, but you have to make sure that if it is a prefix which is denoting any number, that will come under a number prefix. Then talking about the next one is class changing prefixes. Now these prefixes have the effect of changing the word class, like making transitive verbs from nouns, adjectives, intensifying force of the verbs used, etc. So they change the class of the word. That is what the class changing prefixes are. They actually change it from nouns or adjectives or intensifying force of the verbs used to making transitive verbs like be, besage, bewitch, bewail, belittle, or or encode, endanger, enlist, enroll, enlist. Again, I've put the same word, I guess. Embark, embitter. So these all are class changing prefixes. Coming to the last one, that is miscellaneous, which doesn't fall in above, would come in miscellaneous. There are some of the common prefixes that do not fall into the above categories, but they are prefixes. So we will call them miscellaneous prefixes, like eco, which is an abbreviation of ecology, like eco-friendly, Euro, which is an abbreviation of European, like Eurorail. Para, that means ancillary, paramilitary, paralegal, or it also means beyond, like paranormal. Quasi, which means like, quasi intellectual, quasi judicial, self-motivating, self-denial, self-love, etc. So these all are the prefixes that we cannot classify in the above categories, but yet they are the prefixes, so we call them miscellaneous prefixes. Thank you so much for watching my video. Do share it with your CSET friends and subscribe to my channel if you've not done it yet, and hit the bell icon for all the updates.